In this episode, we're bringing you what happens when you mess with the Klitschko brothers. Two brothers, two champions, two knockout kings. The Klitschko brothers made an undeniable mark in modern boxing history as the most dominant champions in the heavyweight division. Fans were blown away by their strength, resilience, and determination to push through the toughest challenges. But beyond all that, they were admired for their humanity and ability to show respect, even to their most outrageous opponents. But everyone has a breaking point, and crossing that line with these champs often meant you'd get more than just a lesson in the ring. Over their careers, the Ukrainian champions faced plenty of disrespect and even some threats, and they didn't take it lying down. Today, we'll show you 5 moments when Vitali and Wladimir Klitschko had to put a few loudmouths back in their place, right in the ring.
Despondency realized, and Wladimir Klitschko
Vitali Klitschko versus Shannon Briggs. In October 2010, Vitali Klitschko faced off against the notoriously controversial Shannon Briggs. Briggs had an interesting nickname, the Cannon, because his punches were definitely powerful. Leading up to his fight with Vitali, Briggs had knocked out 45 opponents in 58 fights, making him a dangerous puncher. But it wasn't just his knockouts that got him attention. It was his wild, sometimes downright scandalous behavior. Briggs would trash-talk anyone he stepped into the ring with, and he didn't hold back with Vitali either.
Everywhere you go.
Even Wladimir, the younger Klitschko, caught some of Briggs' provocations. Through all the insults and taunts, Vitali kept his cool, refusing to stoop to Briggs's level. But on fight night, Vitali settled the score, delivering a brutal beatdown across all 12 rounds. Vitali landed over 300 clean punches, while Briggs could only manage 73. It was a complete wipeout.
Soll ich die schlagen und hat dann gemerkt, nee. Das ist nicht die Distanz von Vitali Klitschko. Sie versuchen die Haken ins Ziel zu schlagen. Er steht lieber ein bisschen. Gute Rechte und der Konter. Wackelt nicht. Der größte Kampf seiner Karriere.
After the fight, Briggs ended up in the ICU with a broken nose, a fractured orbital bone, and a torn left bicep. Vitali made sure he got payback for all the disrespect, and Briggs learned that talking big comes with consequences when you're up against a Klitschko. Vitali Klitschko versus Manuel Charr. On September 8, 2012, Vitali Klitschko faced off against Manuel Charr, a German fighter of Syrian descent. This fight was for the WBC title that Klitschko had held for years. Going into the match, Klitschko's opponent was undefeated and had a solid track record, giving him all the confidence in the world. At every press conference, Charr tried to intimidate Vitali with tough stares and bold statements. But all that trash talk didn't do Charr any favors once they stepped into the ring. Vitali taught him a real boxing lesson. In the second round, Charr ate a massive right hand from Klitschko, hitting the canvas for the first time in his career.
Вот пошел так безоглядно Чар вперед. Немножко.
By the third round, Vitali sensed he had the upper hand and cranked up the intensity, slowly turning the fight into a one-sided beatdown. The turning point came in the 4th round, when Klitschko landed a brutal left hook that opened a nasty cut on Char's face, and blood poured down.
Это проблема, это большая проблема.
И вот он пропускает сейчас и правый, но по-прежнему побежал вперед уже так вот откровенно, пытается достать Виталия.
Молодец, характером парень. Понимает, что в любой момент могут остановить и начинает рисковать.
Включается тоже в этот поединок, начинают скандировать Витали.
Seeing the mess on Char's face, the referee made the only right call and stopped the fight.
О состоянии боксера.
Знаете, я слушал.
Naturally, Charr was furious with the decision, but as the saying goes, there's no use throwing punches after the fight's over. Vladimir Klitschko versus Kubrat Pulev. Next up, we've got the beatdown of a bold Bulgarian fighter named Kubrat Pulev, nicknamed the Cobra. Pulev had been waiting for a while to get Klitschko in the ring, as their fight kept getting delayed multiple times due to injuries on Vladimir's end. Kubrat didn't buy it though. He figured these injuries were just excuses, and that Klitschko was dodging him out of fear. Naturally, Wladimir wasn't too thrilled with Pulev's trash talk. As soon as he was back to full health, he went straight into negotiations with the Bulgarian, and the fight was locked in for November 15th, 2014. Pulev was absolutely convinced he had the upper hand, going so far as to say he'd knock out Klitschko. Experts predicted a fierce showdown, pointing to Pulev's aggressive, no-nonsense fighting style.
Close to equal as he's had for a long time. It is indeed.
And to be fair, they weren't wrong, at least in the opening rounds. Pulev managed to shake Vladimir with a sharp jab early on, but that jab ended up backfiring because it just woke Klitschko up. Fired up, Vladimir dropped Pulev to the canvas not once, but twice.
Left hook, which delivered exactly the same result as a lot of other Klitschko left hooks, and now there are 2 knockdowns. That's why
Even while down, Pulev kept egging him on, but Vladimir wasn't in the mood to play around. By the 3rd round, he put Pulev down again.
for Vladimir Klitschko.
And finally, in the 5th round, a crushing left hook from Klitschko sealed the deal, ending the fight in decisive fashion.
Yes, Pulev. Down goes Pulev on another left hook. And that may be the one from which he does not get up. He's done.
Vladimir Klitschko versus David Haye. On July 2nd, 2011, Vladimir Klitschko faced off against the bold British fighter David Haye. The hype around these two going head-to-head started back in 2008 when Haye became the undisputed champ at cruiserweight. Even back then, he made it clear he wanted to climb up to heavyweight, the King's division, to shake things up, with his sights set on the Klitschko brothers. But at that time, it was all talk. The fight just couldn't get organized for one reason or another. Klitschko was taking down one opponent after another, while Haye also stepped up to the big leagues. Haye grabbed his first heavyweight title in shocking style by beating the giant Russian, Nikolai Valuev. Fans knew it was only a matter of time before one of the Klitschko brothers had to shut down this upstart. Things got serious in 2009 when Haye stirred up major controversy, posting a picture of himself holding the Klitschko brothers' severed heads. Later, he even wore this image on his shirt at a press conference. The buzz around the fight went through the roof, and Haye did everything he could to get under Vladimir's skin. But all that talk led to nothing. In the end, Klitschko dominated the entire fight, keeping Haye at a distance and completely shutting him down. Even Haye's legendary speed, hyped up by every analyst, was no match for Klitschko, who methodically picked him apart round by round.
Klitschko again landing some good moments in this round.
I hear Emmanuel Stewart there saying you've not dominated either way. So maybe Haye is...
Yes, really, for Haye, having this any closer than I have it, there's no way.
In the end, Vladimir Klitschko took home a unanimous decision victory, leaving no doubt who was the better fighter. Vitali Klitschko versus Derek Chisora. On February 18, 2012, Vitali Klitschko stepped into the ring with one of the wildest fighters of his era, Derek Chisora. Chisora pulled stunts that no boxer had ever dared to try against the Klitschko brothers. He slapped the older brother hard across the face and even spat at the younger one.
Natürlich auch für Derek Chisora hier. Schauen Sie sich das nochmal an. So macht man sich zum Sympathieträger.
Now, Chisora wasn't exactly a wordsmith, but he managed to rile up the Ukrainian with some harsh trash talk. For For the 40-year-old Klitschko, this fight became personal, and fans expected him to dish out some serious payback. In the end, Klitschko taught Chisora a lesson like a professor, schooling an unruly student, leaving him with zero chance in the ring. Chisora did everything he could to land a clean shot on Klitschko's chin, but the height difference alone made it almost impossible. Klitschko landed a barrage of punches right on target. Any other fighter would have hit the canvas long before. After the fight, it was revealed that Klitschko had been battling an injury to his hand, but even with that setback, the Ukrainian defended his family's honor, taking the win by unanimous decision.
Weltmeister, der 44. Sieg und